Welcome to the Education Corner, a podcast by Education Choices magazine.
Education Corner podcast would like to welcome Dr. Anne Cotton, head at King's College School, Wimbledon, and chair-elect of HMC, the Heads Conference. King's Wimbledon is one of the world's leading schools, offering an outward-looking and forward-thinking education for boys aged 7 to 18 and for girls aged 16 to 18. King's aims to offer its young people an education of the whole person in mind, spirit, and heart, as well as an outstanding preparation for their lives in the world beyond school. Founded by Royal Charter in 1829 as the junior department of KCL University, the school is now located next to green open spaces of Wimbledon Common, just a few minutes from the very centre of London. The school will become fully coeducational over the next decade and has recently established a foundation for bursaries with the aim of becoming need blind over the coming decades. Dr. Cotton joined King's College School in 2022 as the school's first permanent female head. She started her teaching career in the maintained sector and served as deputy head at Magdalen College School and head at the Portsmouth Grammar School before joining King's. It's such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much. It's great to be talking to you.
You have previously worked in both single-sex and co-educational settings before joining King's College School. How have these experiences informed and influenced the decision for King's to become co-educational and the way that you're going to navigate this change?
Yeah, we're really excited about extending co-education fully through King's over the next decade. As you say, I've worked in single-sex schools, I've worked in co-educational schools, and I've loved all of them. My very first school as a new teacher was in fact co-educational, and my first headship was of a co-educational school. So yes, I do have that experience. But actually, at King's, co-education is something that our governors have wanted to do for years. It was, in fact, 25 years ago that our governors decided that King's would become co-educational once that was practically possible, given the constraints of our site. Then 15 years ago, we welcomed girls into the sixth form for the first time, and they are fully and wonderfully integrated in our community. So co-education has been a really long-standing ambition of the school. And it was only very recently that this aim could become a reality when we were fortunate last year to acquire a new educational site very close by in Wimbledon. And on that new site, we're going to create a brilliant purpose-built campus for our junior school pupils. Then, once the junior school has moved to that new site, we'll then be able to redevelop our south side site, our current site, for our whole community. And as part of that, we're going to be able to welcome girls into every year group of the school. So, the move to co-education has been a gradual evolution. It feels like a very natural extension of the outward-looking, warm, welcoming ethos of our community. And, there's a huge amount of excitement about the development here as well.
King's College School plans to introduce girls starting in the junior school in 2029, with the aim of being fully co-educational by 2037. What led to the decision to make this change? I know that you're saying it's been 25 years in the pipeline after almost 200 years of single-sex education.
Yeah, so as I say, our move to co-education is a decision that's been long in the making. This is something the school has wanted to do for over 25 years. And it's something that we're doing simply because we want to, because we think it's the right thing to do. And this is all about opening up a King's education to any young person who may thrive here. And it's also about offering all our young people the very best possible preparation for their lives in the world beyond school. We want every young person at King's to have a fantastic education, a fantastic educational experience while they're with us, an education of the whole person in mind, spirit and heart. And alongside that, we also want to offer them the best possible preparation for their lives in the world beyond school, for life at 25 and beyond, so that when the time comes, they've got everything that they need to strike out for the world beyond school and to forge their own path, whatever they want that to be. So we want to support our young people to become thinkers and leaders who are ready to lead extraordinary lives and to make a positive contribution in their wider communities. And it's our belief that as a co-educational community, we would enrich the education experience of all of our pupils and the preparation that we offer all of them for life at 25. So it's all about enabling our young people to create their futures, and we want girls and boys to be able to take up that opportunity.
King's College School is an academically selective school recognised nationally and internationally for its academic excellence. Could you tell us about your admissions process for families interested in applying? And will this process change as you transition to co-education?
So in terms of timings, first of all, we're looking forward to welcoming girls and boys into WCPS, Wimbledon Common Prep School, also known as Squirrels, which is our pre-prep in 2027. Into our junior school in 2029 and into the senior school at 11 plus in 2033, and after that at 13 plus in 2035. Girls and boys will continue to be able to join our sixth form at 16 plus throughout, as they do now. Our assessments involve a range of activities appropriate for the relevant age. At each entry point, families can find more information about the admissions process, including specimen papers, on the admissions section of our website, and we're not currently anticipating making significant changes to our approach. At every stage, the aim of the admissions process is to identify young people who have the potential to thrive at King's. So it's not simply about prior attainment, it's about potential, it's also about the whole person, mind, spirit, and heart. So in mind, we're looking for young people who really love learning, who demonstrate the capacity for real thinking, real creativity, and curiosity. Our pupils are engaged, they're questioning, they're thoughtful learners who want to have their voices heard inside and outside the classroom. In spirit, we're looking for young people who will be kind, they'll be supportive members of our community, they're going to want to do things for the right reason, they're going to want to look after each other and then take that with them into the world beyond school. And then in heart, we're looking for young people who will want to commit to add to make the very best of the amazing co-curricular opportunities we have here at school. So as I say, our assessment really is about the whole person and their potential to get involved in the community and really enjoy everything that they can do here inside and outside the classroom as they develop into their own very individual being.
There has been much discussion in recent years about the challenges facing boys and young men. I had Sally Ann Huang recently from St Paul's talking about the work that they're doing there, and especially boys' relationships with female peers. How are you preparing students and staff across the school community to thrive in the transition to co-educational environment, but also preparing the boys, for sixth form when the girls join, and for going out into world beyond?
I agree. This is a hugely important issue, one we've been thinking about carefully as a school over many, many years. I think the first thing I'd say here is that we're already a co-educational community. So for the last 15 years, girls have played an integral role at King's. We currently educate around 150 sixth form girls every year. Their presence, their impact extends right the way through the school, through their participation in co-curricular activities spanning year groups, their contribution as leaders or mentors, and their involvement in house activities. And in fact, one thing that people may not realise about King's is that we have a vertical tutoring system whereby the key pastoral unit from year 9 upwards is the tutor group, which is like a mini house family containing a couple of year 9s, a couple of year 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. And because we have a co-educational sixth form, that means that for the majority of year 9 boys, their key pastoral group, their tutor group, is already co-educational. We also have extensive contact with other school communities, both co-educational and girls' schools, through our local partnership activity and also through our global family of schools, which means that co-educational activities are very much woven into school life already. And all of that co-educational integration, all of that experience, we will build on as we extend co-education fully through the school over the next decade. We already also give a great deal of attention to the education of our pupils around building positive relationships. We have weekly timetable PSHE and personal development lessons right the way through the school, including in years 12 and 13. We revise that programme continually every year to respond to people's feedback, their needs and developments in society. Those issues are fully woven into our induction programmes, our pastoral programmes, our staff education and the work of our teacher research hub. So, you know, that work is continually evolving, it's continually developing, and that will remain the case as we welcome girls through the school over the next decade. And I'd also say there's a huge amount of experience at school to support that work. As you mentioned earlier, I've worked in co-educational schools before joining King's, but I am very much not the only one. Every teacher in WCPS Squirrels, our pre-prep, has experience of working with girls. And that experience extends through our junior school, our senior school, in every aspect of school life, academic, pastoral, and the co-curriculum. So that experience means we're exceptionally well placed to prepare very thoroughly, very carefully to extend co-education through the school. And that is also reflected in our timeline. As I've said, we've decided to introduce co-education extremely gradually in the pre-prep in 2027, junior school 2029, senior school 2033. And that is in part about ensuring that this is a very measured, very well planned, smooth transition for all of our pupils and also for our whole community.
And King's College School is also dedicated to a holistic education, as you've mentioned, I think a couple of times now, of mind, spirit and heart for all, through the work with your local community and exceptional 100% bursaries available to your students. How has this dedication to widening access to an outstanding education at King's informed the choice to become co-educational, and how do you plan to continue to offer these transformational opportunities?
So as a school, we've got two really big aims. We want every young person to have an amazing time at school, and we also want to offer them the very best possible preparation to forge their lives in the world beyond school. And both those aims are grounded in educating them as a whole person, in mind, heart and spirit, the three elements of our crest. So mind, that's of course about academic excellence, and that means, among other things, success in exams and university entrance. But it is far more than that. It's about deep thinking, real creativity, curiosity, the ability to ask questions and to engage in dialogue, the qualities that are going to set them apart in higher education and in the world of work. Spirit, this is about our values, it's about doing things for the right reasons, kindness, looking after each other and our pupils, taking that out with them into their wider communities. Heart, this is about the lion-heartedness with which we want our pupils to understand the person they want to be, and the lion-heartedness with which we want them to go out in the world, make their own way and have their own positive impact in the world beyond King's. So, you know, mind, spirit, heart, they're connected with every aspect of what we do. It's connected with the day-to-day school activities inside and outside the classroom, and it's also connected with the ways we encourage our pupils to make a positive contribution to their wider communities. We are an outward-looking school, so much so that we dedicate our Friday afternoons to life beyond the classroom, and in particular to community partnerships. So that means that on Friday afternoons, hundreds of King's pupils and thousands of local children are involved in shared projects. There are 50 collaborative projects which range from maths mentoring to sports days to putting on a play together. So, you know, we do want our pupils to look outwards, and we also want to open our doors to any young person who may thrive here at King's. We have long had a programme of bursaries and financial assistance. We're committed to making King's accessible to young people regardless of their circumstances. And to take that to the next level, last year we established a charitable foundation for bursaries with the ultimate aim of becoming need blind as a school community. Likewise, our move to full co-education is about opening our doors to any young person, and it reflects our desire to ensure that excellence and opportunity for all are at the heart of school life. And I'm very proud that through our foundation we are building a legacy that will empower thousands of young people to achieve their full potential, and that our move to full co-education allows both boys and girls to be able to benefit.
Which is so important. The sixth form at King's College School has been co-educational for over 15 years now. How has success of this informed the move towards co-education throughout the school, and how will your sixth form community be impacted by the introduction of girls throughout the school?
So yeah, as you say, we've had girls in the sixth form for 15 years, and they've played and they do play an absolutely integral role at King's. They study the IB, they study A-levels, they're subject leaders, they're co-curricular leaders, they're pupil mentors. They are fully involved as musicians, dramatists, athletes. They act as wellbeing ambassadors. They form part of a mirror board. I could carry on. And because, as I've mentioned before, as our vertical house tutoring system, our girls are also fully integrated into the pastoral life of the schools, meaning that most boys are part of a co-educational tutor group. So, our girls do play a really full part in school life. They are central to our community and make a really positive contribution to the life at school. We also take real care to look after them and ensure they feel supported and welcomed and feel that they belong in our community, as we want absolutely every member of our community to feel, through the design of our induction events, through the role of our head of girls, through our advocacy groups such as HERD and our Girls Ambassadors, through our sports programme, our pastoral programme, and so forth. We will be building on that experience as we become fully co-educational, and we see that as a gradual evolution and a gradual extension of our current approach. So we'll be extending our peer mentoring programs even further as co-education extends through our junior schools, so that co-educational interaction gradually increases among different year groups over the coming years. Girls and boys will continue to interact in our vertical house system and mixed age groups from the fourth form upwards. We've recently introduced 2 new houses named after Heather McKissick and Tilly Roberts, 2 amazing former staff members and female role models. And that's about strengthening individualised pastoral care for all pupils. And it will also provide further opportunities for responsibility and leadership for all pupils, girls and boys.
It's going to be almost kind of a natural pathway for many of them, isn't it? Many families are increasingly interested in how schools are preparing students for life beyond education. It's something we get asked a lot. I'm sure you do too. At King's College School, your World Beyond programme looks to where students will be when they're 25 and is described on the school's website as equipping pupils with the skills and values to live a fulfilled and purposeful life and to make a positive impact on their lives and those around them. Could you just tell us a little bit more about this initiative and how you equip your students with the skills necessary to thrive beyond education in this very fast changing modern world?
So fundamentally as a school, we are looking towards life aged 25, not life aged 18, and the lives we're preparing our young people to lead. We want them to look outwards and to be prepared for the communities that they're going to join, both locally and globally. So it's not just about getting a place at university, if that's what they want to do. It's about thriving when they get there. It's not just about securing a job. It's about having a purposeful, meaningful career. It's about understanding the positive impact that they can make in their communities, and about being young people who will go out and make a positive impact in the world. So it's about being ready not just to take the opportunities that they are given, but being ready to make those opportunities for themselves and also for others as well. It's about enabling them for the future. So how do we do that? As the world we're preparing our young people to enter shifts, so we are continuing to evolve what it means to offer our pupils the very best possible preparation for their lives in the world beyond school. And there is just so much to talk about here. A highlight is our amazing Friday afternoon programme. There are no lessons on a Friday afternoon. Pupils are able to spend time in the community, making a tangible difference to other people's lives, whether that's teaching pupils maths, whether it's working with pupils at sports day, or they might be offering art lessons in local libraries or hosting tea with the elderly. That's something on which I place huge personal importance. It's a sector leading programme and an integral part of the education that we offer. Alongside that, we place a really high value on developing international mindedness. Our pupils will be working in global organisations. They're going to need intercultural awareness. We are an IB school, and we also offer opportunities for collaboration through our international network of schools. We've always placed a great deal of emphasis on the development of the skills of the whole person inside and outside the classroom through the co-curriculum and the curriculum, things like leadership, communication, critical thinking, initiative, resilience, interdisciplinary thinking, and we're now taking all of that commitment a stage further. So to give you a few examples, we're introducing a new subject through all the year groups called World Beyond, which will help equip pupils with the skills they will need to thrive in the modern world, from AI to civic discourse. We've introduced academic enrichment programmes in every year group to enable pupils to develop the skills of deep critical thought, to make connections and to go beyond borders in their thinking. Things like our Curious Minds programme for lower and middle school and our Enlightening Minds lecture series. We have now a head of oracy to build opportunity to develop skills of communication, connection, dialogue, constructive debate into everything that we do. We have our own business school to help pupils develop the skills of business, entrepreneurship, and more generally the skill of being entrepreneurial, whatever skill, whatever path that they choose. And we're also here to provide our young people with practical support to take their steps beyond school, into university, if that's what they want to do, and then into the workplace. We have a Futures Hub, we have multiple careers and networking events in the UK and internationally. We have a global alumni hub, and that is about offering substantive practical support with that transition into the world of work to aged 25 and beyond. We have an annual Life at 25 reunion for our Fieldwood pupils, and it's always really, really lovely to see them back at the school and hear about their amazing adventures.
And it's very global, isn't it, with the outlook overall. Many pupils go on to top universities after King's College School, including 61 pupils receiving offers from your alma mater, Oxford or Cambridge University this year. How do you support pupils academically and personally through the university admissions process and prepare them to thrive in higher education and life beyond school?
So the way I think about it is that university admissions is the culmination of everything that goes on throughout our pupils' education. And that means that everything that goes on in school life contributes to that process. Especially important in everything that we do at school, and especially through the university process as well, is pastoral care. Our staff take nothing more seriously than the care of our pupils, and beyond everything else, that's what struck me in the time since I've joined King's. Ultimately, we believe that young people's happiness and well-being are an essential foundation for their success. And that is a guiding principle for every aspect of school life. For a child to feel supported and seen is essential for them to thrive and succeed. And that's as true of the university admissions process as any other part of school life. And that means that we focus on individualised support for every pupil through a broad and expert higher education team. They work across admissions in the UK, the US, Europe, worldwide, and lead a year-round programme of events, guidance, trips. And really what that's about is understanding what every individual wants to achieve, whether that's to be recruited to the US for sport, whether it's to gain an Oxford place, a degree apprenticeship, a place at music college, a medical degree in Europe, whether it's a gap year working at one of our international schools. It's about understanding what they want to achieve as an individual and then doing our very best to support them with that. Underpinning all of that, we have a very, very strong culture of academic enrichment, and that is super important in preparing our pupils to make competitive university admissions. So day to day, that's about the brilliant quality of the teaching that goes on in the classroom by a fantastically knowledgeable, fantastically dedicated teaching staff. They really are outstanding. Beyond that, we have a real culture of going beyond, of academic extension throughout school life, much of it pupil-led. So just to give you a few examples, Curious Minds is a structured academic extension programme which runs through the lower school and middle school. Enlightening Minds is our year-round lecture series which we host with KCL. We have an annual TEDx event. We have an annual Curiosity Day which aims to promote interdisciplinary thinking, skill development, real thinking and learning for all pupils. The King's essay for our sixth formers involves original research. Recently, one year, people discovered some new maths during that project. We have a writer in residence programme, magazines, societies. There are a host of academic societies with speaker events and opportunities for research. And when I have my, my birthday hot chocolates with the lower school, they are always bursting with enthusiasm to tell me about what their favourite society is doing, whether it's Dissection Club or FizzFlix. The fundamental point here is that our pupils really love learning. They're really curious. We foster that in every way that we can, and that provides a fantastic launch pad for university applications when the time comes.
Sounds so dynamic. I wish I could be there. Finally, what are your hopes and plans? Obviously, it's very exciting. We're looking towards 2035. But what are your hopes and plans for the future of King's College School Wimbledon as you embark on this exciting period of change?
Look, we're super conscious that the world is changing incredibly quickly around us. And as we look to the future, the key question for us is, how do we need to evolve what we do as a school so that we can prepare our young people in the best possible way to create their futures in this environment? And that is a process of continual evolution, continual dialogue as we look to the future. I've spoken about the work that we're doing to prepare our young people for life at 25 and the world beyond school. And that is about the practical support we can offer them. And it's also about the skills, the qualities that they need for the future. And it's about being bold and innovative in the way that we do that. Underlying that, though, is our fundamental commitment to an education of the whole person in mind, spirit, and heart. And as we navigate this changing environment, our fragmented world, our technological age, it is more important than ever that we're helping our young people to develop the qualities of being human. The ability to think deeply, to think creatively, to innovate, the ability to connect positively with one another, to hold firmly the values that will guide them, and to have the self-belief and the purpose to forge their way, even when things are really challenging. We believe that that's the foundation for fulfilled and purposeful lives. And we believe that it's also what will enable them to make a really positive contribution to society and to their communities. That point about contribution, making a contribution, really matters to us. We dedicate our whole Friday afternoon to it. And it also really matters to us that we're a school that opens its doors, is able to welcome in anyone who may thrive here. That's the motivation behind our move to co-education. It's also the motivation behind our Bursaries Foundation and our ambition to become knee blind over the coming decades. And our new campus underpins all of that. That provides the spaces that enable us to bring our educational vision to life. So this is a really exciting time for us as a school. We're about to reach our 200th anniversary in 2029 and embark upon our third century. And as we look ahead, we are committed to being outward looking, to being forward thinking as we create this next chapter for our young people and our community.
Sounds very exciting, and I cannot wait to come and see all the changes as they take place and the new building.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.